other news, the elderly report weird side effects after the latest round of COVID booster shots.
Denise Marlo, you are now listening to the Drunken Monks podcast.
Boa noite.
Boa noite, guys. As you can tell, that we're back. We're back. My name is Marlo Brown.
Denise Faber.
We are
The Drunken Monks.
Drunken Monks, baby. Another week, another episode, another guest.
Mm-hmm.
Another guest. We are going to get to her soon, but just first, quick and first and foremost, good evening, ladies. How are you? Things are good?
I'm splendid.
You don't sound so. You sound like a biohazard, my friend.
Well, yeah, I'm working on your immune systems as well.
You're helping us then.
Yes,
basically.
I do it for humanity.
No COVID though.
How does
This
food
is Oh man, guys, we are back. Look, we're downstairs. A little bit of weather, so we make sure that we protect ourselves and protect everything else, and protect our lovely Denise as well. But yeah, we have a lovely guest in the building here this evening. Would you care to introduce her?
Yeah, tonight we have Sabine Berendse.
Hello, Sabine.
Goedenavond, boa noite, Sabine. Thanks for being here.
Yes, sir.
Sabine is an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Well, let me start at the beginning, or as what I know as the beginning. Sabine is actually a psychologist, organizational and something else psychologist.
Yeah. Social psychologist.
Social psychologist with a minor in environmental studies and criminology. Sabine actually has been a child to the island for a lot of years already. Started with an internship here, and then basically didn't want to leave, so she's still here. Sabine is the initiator, so the founder, and for many years the director / manager of sea turtle conservation in the past. And then she's also the founder and owner of a plastic recycling social entrepreneurial company, if I can call it like that.
Rolls off the tongue.
Green Phenix, and she does 500 other things, but I think that's Sabine in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you would like to add?
Well, I think that's a good start.
All right. And I think through the lightning round, we will get to know Sabine a little better.
A little bit more.
All right.
You want to start on me?
You start.
Okay. Reduce or reuse?
Reduce.
Okay.
Reduce, okay. Hot or cold?
Hot.
What kind of question is that?
I don't know.
Hot or cold? Man, Jesus. All right, cool. Do you like forks or spoons? No. All right. No. Greenpeace or SpaceX?
That's a difficult one, actually.
That's why I said it.
Yeah. Well, Greenpeace.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Animals or humans?
Humans.
Okay. I would ask this of anybody that lives here. Bandariba or Bandabao?
Bandabao.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. Sorry.
Nobody said Bandariba yet, no, but yet we all live here.
Well, she doesn't.
You live in Bandabao?
Well, other side of the bridge.
Okay,
Pabao di Brus.
Pabao instead of Bandabao, but that's one side.
No, but the choice is Bandabao for sure. Yeah.
Okay, then, all right, cool. So
Books or movies?
that's a nice one.
Books.
Books and more movies. Is like any kind of particular reason why?
I think you get a lot more knowledge from books, and you get your imagination working a little bit more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. What I would ask is Curacao cuisine or Dutch cuisine?
I like both, but yeah, Curacao cuisine.
Curacao cuisine. All right, cool.
All right.
Yay, yumbo.
Work or play?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I have to say work because I have not so much play.
Does work have a gun to your head? Like, I have to say
Yeah,
work.
well, I just feel I like it a lot as well. So, but I really feel that it's something that is basically my path, or I found
Right.
my calling. So yeah, work.
Okay.
Last one, Marlo?
Was me? Big party or just a good day at home?
Good day at home.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. And now I'm bike or car?
Well, on Curacao, a car,
Because
unfortunately.
Yeah.
if not,
Yeah.
you'll be killed. Or
I don't think I'm brave enough to go on a bike here.
I have a wheel runner as a neighbor right in front of me, and I just salute him every
Yeah,
time I
I
see him,
think-
because that has got to be the bravest motherfucker that I've seen, man.
Yeah.
And all of them that do that, just shout out to Tice as well. My God,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys, that was a lightning round. We are on to it. Where do we start, Denise? Where do we start? With, what we have her in the crosshairs. What do we do?
Yeah, well, Sabine already mentioned a little bit that work, or maybe her work, is her calling.
Okay.
And I already said she's the founder of, I don't remember how I phrased it, but a plastic social entrepreneurial company. But I was, and basically in a nutshell, how I see it is you collect used plastic and you make other stuff out of it. Is that your business at this moment?
Well, that's part of the business that we do, but I think one of the essential things of Green Phoenix is that we offer work and learn programs for people that have been unemployed for a long time, and I think that's one of the core values that we provide for the island, I think.
Okay. That leads me into actually what I wanted to talk about. Because if I hear you talk and you're providing work for people who are unemployable, well, difficultly employable. There's not proper English, but anyhow.
Don't worry about it. It sounds good.
It sounds to me like social entrepreneurship or sustainable entrepreneurship. Is it? And according to you, what is? Yeah, let me phrase it as responsible entrepreneurship. Are you busy? Is Green Phoenix busy with responsible entrepreneurship? And according to you, what is responsible entrepreneurship?
Well, yeah, Green Phoenix is the core social enterprise. So what our goal is not just to generate a profit. We can make that and we want to do that, but the profit that we make will be reinvested in recycling more plastic and putting more people or giving more people an opportunity to work in our company. So, and these are social employment opportunities, right? So that means that if you have a disability, it could be mental, it could be physical, you still have a chance. Motivation is the strongest asset that you can have to be in our company. And I think to come back to your question, a social enterprise is a company that offers more value than just monetary value. We offer environmental and social services to the island.
Okay. May I ask, how many people have you employed so far?
So we have 24 work and learn programs. That's a program we do in collaboration with the Ministry of Social and Labor Affairs. And we have 11 on the payroll.
11 on the payroll, but then
Yeah.
those programs, how many people have successfully passed through them so far?
So we started with 12 the first year. That's the COVID year. The COVID year
2020.
before the COVID year. Then the 12 could stay in. And then during that year, we actually scaled up to 24, and then that program ended. And right now we are at the end of the third year, and then the fourth is there's already people inside. So some of the people stopped midway because they got a decent job somewhere else.
Right.
And we have some partners that are taking on people, like Chogogo has taken in a few of our people.
Hotel resort.
Lions Dive also has taken
Hotel
in
resort.
People.
There's a lot of hotels here, folks.
Yeah. So, but
But then are you, just sorry to cut you across, but are you then, as Green Phoenix, then training these people for other type of employment? Because you say that these people, some of your people have gone to different hotels.
yeah. So what we're trying to do in that year is give them the opportunity to develop their talents. So they all have special talents. So we have painters, we have artists, and they get the space to actually develop them themselves in the direction that they want. So we have 3D printers, we have extruders, we get a lot of plastic inside, so we have a logistics department. Obviously, we do a lot with social media, and then everybody can contribute something. So some of the people are separating the plastic, other people are processing it, some are operating machines, some are fixing machines when they break. I have 4 guys that are working with the 3D printers. They're making designs, they're operating it, they're making filaments.
So wait a minute. So you take plastic from that is trash here.
Yes.
And you repurpose it to be able to be used within a 3D printer.
Yes, correct.
Wow. Okay. So that is already interesting to me, because then all of a sudden, it's not like you're bound by the shape or the fix or whatever.
Exactly.
You can do some more with it.
Well, we have machines that have fixed shapes as well. So we make building blocks, we make beams, plastic beams, and these could be used for several furniture items or stalls or things on the wall. But the 3D printer, indeed, you can make a design, you can make a unique item,
Right.
and it offers a lot of potential.
How long has your company been going?
So the idea started in 2018, and the activity started in 2019 in my backyard.
2019. Okay.
And
All right.
now it's a legit
Yeah, sowieso.
factory and company from going from your backyard to like a legit business. And how were you able to scale up? Because anybody can start a business, and a lot of people have great ideas in the backyard, but they never but it never grows into anything.
Well, first of all, we had a really good team all along. So there were some changes in the team, but I started the company with Giacomo Boy, and he was, just amazing to work with. Besides, having good ideas, we also have a lot of fun always. But he decided to go on a different track, and then different people came on and emptied or filled the empty space, and because I think we attract people that are intrinsically motivated. So we're constantly thinking about how can we do it better, what do we have to do to fix this problem, and when you have an idea to start a business, it's not that easy to actually do it, because having an idea is completely different from execution, and you will come across a lot of challenges. And I think in my case is the end goal is so important, having a clean, sustainable island where everybody, regardless of maybe a physical disability, has a place where they can do a valuable work, be a valuable contribution to society. And I think for me, that gives me a feeling of so much fulfillment, that even though there is hardship, it pushes me forward to just fix it and find another way. If A doesn't go, we go to B or C or I don't know, Z.
Right.
All right, but
Okay.
I like that you said that the vision or your vision is that everybody has a place, everybody should be included, and that your company is not per se, not per se. Your company is not doesn't drive on on profit.
Yeah.
So your profit, you explained, you put it back in your company, in your people, in innovations and all those things. Mm-hmm. But do you think that we could have a society in the world, here, anywhere, where you could have a society where all companies are like yours, so that profit, as we know it, the mega profits that you see big corporations having, totally dissolve?
No, I don't think that's possible short term, at least. But I do think that it is possible that we take care of the people that have it most difficult a little bit better, because I think that sustainability for bigger companies basically means that everybody just has to do a little bit better, employs somebody that is motivated but just maybe doesn't do it as fast as everybody else. And I understand that for smaller companies that's not doable because you have to make you have to make ends meet.
You have to turn
And
it around.
I think you have to be a specific type of person to be okay with the uncertainty of entrepreneurship in the first place, but especially also that you're not in it for the big financial gains, because it's completely different from traditional entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that was a good warm-up, though. Don't you
Oh,
think?
so now we're getting started.
No, that was a good lead-in into introduction, because usually we tend to rant on guests.
Yeah,
and
it's
whatnot,
true.
So this is a good one.
See.
And I think so far so good. I think that we're going to re-up. I think that we're going to pay a bill. And then we are going to be
Right back.
right back.
Ask for the penicillin highball at your favorite bar.
Hi, amita Denise de Drunken Monks, Anto nos vai estar com nos de 4 temporada de The Drunken Monks. Como muestro de nos aprecio, nos lo dona iPhone SE na final de temporada aqui. Se você quer participar, você vive na Curacao of St. Martin e você tem 18 anos ou mais. Você subscribe, Anto mais like, mais comment, mais chance boting de ganhar iPhone SE. Queda pendiente.
And we're back. We
are
filled
back.
up. Yes, Marlo, you're ready?
Yes, ma'am.
You had a little boo-boo?
Yeah, I had a little boo-boo, but because she was talking about sustainability and I couldn't contain myself. So
Yeah.
no, so it was just a fun time, and that's what we were gonna deal with. But we were starting to have an interesting conversation with her, because what she was talking about is a little deep, and the fact that she wants to be able to be socially responsible, be environmentally responsible, that's the whole business model, and be successful as well. It seems to be, at least in the traditional sense, it seems to be tegenstrijdige like wants. So how did you balance that? How did you get to that? And is it working? Like if you can give us an honest answer about that.
Well, it's not working exactly as I want it to work yet.
Okay, so what are the obstacles that you came about?
Well, it's very difficult to make a social business profitable, like really profitable.
Okay.
And so when you have a goal to employ more than 11 people, you also have to have more revenue, because otherwise, what are you going to pay them from?
Yeah.
And we are very fortunate because we put a lot of effort in a European grant called the Race and Bid.
Okay.
And we actually got that approved. So that means that in the next 12 months we are going to be able to, at least make a lot of more things happen than we already did until this point.
Okay.
But
So in terms of employing people, in terms of production, in terms of
in
expanding?
terms of creating more really cool things from waste plastic,
Okay,
in
nice.
terms of employing a number of people, in terms of creating a lot of awareness and basically a campaign to drive pro-environmental behavior.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people know about plastic and that you should recycle, but I also do believe that there's still a lot of people on the island that don't know that there is this possibility to recycle this way on the island. And also, when you look, next to the road, you see all these plastic bottles, and it kind of breaks my heart. So, I think if we make recycling a little bit fun and provide incentives for people, then we'll get to a better recycling rate. And
Okay.
I think that would be nice.
So I got a nuts and bolts type of question that just popped up.
Yeah.
How do you source the stuff? Because I can imagine that a lot of people don't participate on the island into recycling. That is still a bit of a niche thing.
Yeah. So we have two basic roads. We focused on consumers by offering incentives, and that was called the Make the Turtle Smile campaign. Mm-hmm. And we did that 3 consecutive years and for 3 months. And what we did is for every 25 bottles that people bring to us, we give them a stamp with a little turtle, and that stamp basically represented a value. And then we have all these partners providing prizes, like going for a cup of coffee at a restaurant, or going out to dinner in a restaurant, going to the cinemas, all these really cool prizes. So if you bring sufficient plastic to us, you could just choose your prize.
Right.
And the first year we collected 30,000 bottles. The second year during Corona, 33,000, and this year 81,000. So there is really like this growing.
We have to mention that the Make the Turtle Smile again was primarily targeting kids, school-going kids.
Which
Anybody could hand in the bottles, but it was specifically for kids to collect and to do a school effort. And you also had a thing that you could win a prize for your class, right?
Yeah,
or for your
definitely,
school?
yes. So there were bus tours were part of the prize, so that the whole school could do something. And it works really well because now certain schools have collection centers, and so we just go there once a week to pick it up. And so that's the other side of our business. We offer service contracts, so we have a lot of restaurants and hotels as partner, and they just have a central collection point in their facility, and we go there once or twice a week depending on whatever's necessary, resorts as well. And then we just pick it up for them so that they have, no headaches, no stress about their, pro-environmental behavior, because they're just putting it to the side, and we take care of the rest.
And then what are you collecting by the businesses or by the people?
So we collect plastic of number 1, 2, and 5. So it's PET plastic, HDPE, and PP, as well as aluminum cans.
So people, the numbers are going like this.
Yeah, I see it.
Right. I don't even know what the hell.
Look,
what the hell is that?
we're coming back from the next break and then we can
Sure.
show it. But if you look on the plastic, usually if it's a bottle, under the bottle or on the side, you're gonna see like a triangle,
Right.
the recycling triangle often, and then a number in it.
So, but basically, just to make it easy, everything that you drink from a plastic bottle, or yogurts, or shampoos, or cleaning materials, we take them.
Okay.
And then
I was about to say, because it looks like you're one of the employees on the play, like on the payroll.
I
man.
read a thing or two and I talk sometimes. I talk to
Like, you're shilling harder than she is. Man. By the way, folks, and the addresses and
It was not the idea to promote the business, and we wanted to talk deeper stuff. But I think because you are asking the questions about how it works, so then I'm thinking, okay.
All right, let me ask.
Wait, before
okay,
you
go ahead.
ask.
Yes,
Since
please.
we're plugging stuff. But now people have heard, because it's like you said, people don't know that these options are here often. So now that you know that she's collecting number 1, 3, and 5? No.
1, 2, and 5.
1, 2, and 5,
1,
and
2, and 5.
aluminium cans. You can just drop them off at Landhuis Zeelandia.
Now here's
Green Phenix. Okay, now your question.
Wait, okay, so all of this to come back to something, and I'm hoping that nobody will take me as avarice, as like against the grain, right? But here's,
Don't worry, I will.
Yeah, you always do. No, but here's where my there's a reason why I asked how do you source it, because for me, balls to bones, like the most effective thing is to get the local populace behind it, right?
Yes, correct.
Because you have niche type of sects of the culture, like one. So you got Dutch people that are living here for a long time, but there's a lot of is a lot of splintering, right? But the biggest block of influence would be the locals, right or wrong?
Well, I don't think it really matters where you're from, what your background is, or
No,
whatever.
not where you're from and what your background is as to do good work. But I'm talking about if a particular block as a culture has not bought into an idea. So by Voorbeeld, you can have not 81,000 but 800,000 bottles at the end of a year if the whole island is behind you.
Yes.
And if the whole island is not behind you, like the feeling I get, and I would put this in front of you as to whatever your thoughts may be, or even if you want to abstain because you have a business to protect. But the feeling I get is that recycling is not a lower class thing. Like it's not it's not part of the ritual and the idea because quite frankly they might not have the time or the energy to think about recycling. They have to just live and go forward. So
Well, I agree with you in one regard, because I think that if you are worrying about, how you're going to make the end of the month with the limited budget that you have,
Exactly.
you have completely different priorities. However, when you have a child that is, that was in a presentation, and then that for a certain type or number of bottles you get to go to the movies, which you could otherwise not afford. We see a lot of people from the local community coming with really cleaned up plastic. So they're walking with their family, and they're cleaning. So it definitely, we've not reached the whole island, but there are definitely groups of people that, because they have some spare time and they really want to do nice things. When we have this campaign, at least, they're very active. And what will happen is when we stop the campaign, they will stop coming. So they're motivated by the incentive. So
Right.
that's not intrinsic.
which is not a bad thing, by the way. This is not a bad thing.
it's actually a demonstration that if you would put in place a deposit system, it would be a completely different story on the island.
That was going to be one of my other questions. Because
think-
for anybody that has lived in Nederland, the statiegeld is just a part of the program. It's just,
but we are not
Club
we're
Beer,
not the
Brent
Netherlands here, and we don't have that logistics in place.
Yeah.
But that's also not something that a small social enterprise can put in place one day, over the other, because this is something that the government should be involved in, and this is something that the bigger companies should be involved in. But I think that if more and more people participate in recycling, and if you make the threshold lower and lower, or you provide incentives that are attractive to a large group of people, you are pushing in the direction of a deposit system. And I think that's going to be the game changer for all the islands in the region.
But Marlo said it's not such a bad thing, the incentivized collection. But I do have a problem with it because
why?
Okay, maybe it's moralistic, but I feel you should be intrinsically motivated to care about your environment. You should be intrinsically
That's in my opinion as well true if you have your first basic living circumstances provided for. So if you're worried
If you have
about
the
your
space,
No,
think
but
about it.
people keep repeating that, and I'm not sure if I completely agree, because just have a crazy example. You see it maybe not daily, weekly. You're driving on the road. In front of you, somebody's driving.
Right.
They're throwing their trash out of the window. So you already, the person that's throwing the trash out of the window, and with trash I mean like plastic or whatever, not the peels of fruits, but
Right.
really trash out of the window. So you already are thinking to yourself, I need to discard this. This is trash. I don't want it in my car. If
Right.
you can, and so and you want to keep your car clean, you're intrinsically motivated to keep your car clean. So I'm gonna dispose of it. I'm just gonna dispose of it. I don't want trash in my car. So if you have that thinking, why can we not flip the switch or apply that same thinking to a wider area? And then, because I hear you, if you're worrying about other stuff, you're not gonna recycle. But we're not talking about that. I think if
but
you don't want
what you're
trash in your
talking
car,
about
you don't want
is-
trash in your house, then why you throw it in
Okay,
outside?
but then what you're talking about is rich people at that point.
What do you mean rich people?
Because that is also a rich behavior that you don't even think about what as long as my area is clean.
That's not rich people. That's everybody.
I'm telling you, they got some
That's
low
everybody.
end that everybody's kind of look like a trash heap themselves. They don't care at that point. They just leave it wherever, like whatever.
But it's really a question of behavior change on a
Exactly.
community scale, right?
Yeah.
And that's not so easy because it's driven by a lot of complex factors. But the motivation pyramid is absolutely one. But also what you see in your environment, because if you throw it, if you throw something out of your window and you have 3 people in the car and they're looking at you, what are you doing? What's wrong with you?
You will.
That's the last time you'll do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think if you're saying everybody needs to be intrinsically motivated, I agree, but that's going to be a process that's taking a lot of time, and you have to have like stimuli coming in different manners, because some people are motivated by incentives, some people are motivated by punishment, some people are motivated by good examples.
Exactly.
Influencers have a really good voice in this, and if they would be vocal about
and not just pay lip
things
service.
of sustainability. Huh?
And not just pay lip service, not just be there for we're here to cut the ribbon, but they actually
I
be
mean,
the example
actually
of.
do it and repeat
actually
it,
do the
because
work.
if
Yeah.
you just do it because you get some money, people will see through that, because it's not genuine, it's not authentic, and you have to be
There you go.
authentically motivated, because otherwise it doesn't work.
And I would even add to that on top of one other thing, because you and I speak like basically like the symbols of things, right? And we love history and we love all of that shit, right? And environmentalism became big in the West, what, 1960s?
Maybe a little later.
1960s. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of years of men are the stewards of Earth, so we can do whatever the hell that we want. You know what I mean?
Wait, that is what it means? Because
That's what it means, but it is easily one of the interpretations.
Okay.
Like, we are the stewards of the earth as was given unto God and whatnot. Yeah, we could do whatever the hell that we want. And that is, you got a lifetime's worth of ideas and propaganda from a niche, because you're fighting an uphill battle against everybody that was taught different and also has a disconnect of people might be throwing their trash out of the car, but they don't understand what it does. That is a part
I
of the
wonder
thing too, like, as
if I know 2022, you
Okay.
don't understand what it does.
Wait a minute. Like me and my people, especially me, like I have a thing where I say there are 2 ways of understanding. You can get it here or you can get it here. Here is where you understand it intellectually and as it's like as an abstract thought, the world will die. If you feel it here of shit, my world will die and my kids are gonna feel it and my grandkids are gonna feel it, that's that intrinsic that you're talking about. And that is still a far ways off, and that's what like she's talking about like as well. To be able to internalize what your actions do, to hold yourself accountable or to have the tribe hold you accountable. We're not there yet. You understand what I'm saying? And so thusly, but I'll come back all around. Is it not a lost cause at this point? Is environmentalism and trying to save the planet and climate change and all that, is that not a lost cause? No pressure to answer this one though, sorry.
No,
Leave her
Jane Goodall wrote a book about hope.
The lady with the gorillas.
Yeah,
Chimpanzees,
and I think
Put the gorillas too,
for
put the
people
gorillas
that
too.
are working in environmentalism, you should have hope, because if you don't have hope, all is lost, right?
Then what the
And
hell is the point?
I think with regards to plastic, there's definitely hope, because there are solutions, but they just need to be adopted by the general public, and that takes time. So yes, but there are other topics that are really big concern. Like we were talking about climate change earlier, and I think 97% of the scientists are in agreement that this is a big issue caused by humans. but there is no, action following up on this really big concern, and that's one of the things that's keeping me up, honestly. And I do think that there's hope, because I think that humans are extremely innovative, but I do think that for the majority of the people, it seems like something that's really far away.
Yeah.
Why is it my concern? I have, other things to
I got
worry
bills to
about.
pay.
Bills to pay,
got bills to
parties to
pay.
go to, whatever. And I think that's a really bad thing, because I think people don't realize, the extent of the issues, and that's why it's very difficult to get like the change that's required. But I do really think that if I'm looking at the younger generations, I think we went to the Colectivo Festival, right? And I regard them as the younger generation.
Well,
even
just for reference, the
there's
Colectivo Festival.
more people, of my generation as well. But they are really working together and collaborating to do something really good in several areas of sustainability, and I think that's really inspiring. And so I see inspiring examples all around, and sometimes when I go into the technical stuff, I do get very sad, I would say, but then I prefer to focus really on the good initiatives around me, and that gives me hope.
But okay,
One last question. Point today. I'm not having the
All right.
producers yell at me. Let us get into it.
But you're saying, when you think about climate change, and especially the effects or the solutions, it keeps you up at night.
Yeah.
We are living in Curacao,
Yeah.
which is a small Caribbean island. We're not all, but it is widely known that small island developing states or islands are gonna bear the brunt of the effects of climate change.
There you go.
Well, like today, even I heard in the news that Bonaire, I think by not too
2075.
not too far in the future, is going to be like a lot of areas in Bonaire are going to be underwater. And it's Bonaire because it was a study from Holland. Bonaire is a Dutch municipality now. So more research is going to Bonaire than maybe here.
Right.
So Bonaire is going to be underwater. Most of their diving sites and the coral reef is going to be gone. The coast is going to be like a very much decrease. So a lot of things are going to change. But what can we do now? Everybody living here in Curacao and Bonaire and wherever, what can we do now to at least slow down on the effects of climate change?
Well, there are very small things, and like put more green in your garden. Try to be very conscious about your energy use. Try to buy local as much as you can. These small things, if everybody does it, makes a very, very big difference in the long run.
That sounds doable. Marlo, you're gonna
That was one hell of a preamble. Listen, just don't.
You're gonna be
just stop your
gardening.
shit. Just like she literally told you in the Dutch diplomatic way. Just stop your shit. All right, just.
Well, you're gonna be gardening this Saturday, Marlo.
You know what? I actually want to, and
No, you're gonna.
Where the hell am I gonna garden?
You have a garden.
No, no. I don't have a garden. My mother-in-law has a garden. There's a difference. There's a difference.
We'll discuss during the
we
break.
will discuss during the break. But all right, guys. But yeah, speaking of the break, we got bills to pay. We got our sponsor to put forward and everything else. So far, so good. I think that we might get 4 segments, or like we might do something with it.
Hey, folks, we'll be right back.
We will be right back.
ask for the Rob Roy at your favorite bar.
Let's make it clap.
It wasn't funny last week.
Sabine is laughing.
It wasn't funny last week. Guys, we're back. We're back. We have, I didn't get her last name, I'm sorry.
Berendse.
Sabine Berendse of Green Phenix, seems to be sustainable, social.
Seems to be is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't see her books. So
Okay,
I'm gonna go with allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But
Perception is reality.
perception is reality.
Okay.
But that being said, it brings me to something that I would like to bring forward to you, Sabina. Okay, so entrepreneurship, all of that, but we live in the world that we live in, not the world that we want to, Sakmar. And so that means living in Curacao also has its own rules and regulations that are tacit, that where might not you like your style of business might bump up into certain things or bump against like certain things.
Yes.
I would ask you a blunt question. You don't have to answer it, but I can imagine by Voorbeeld that you would bump up against the Department of Public Health and all of that with what you do with Celicourt and everything else. Like maybe Celicourt could be seen as your competition, or as your, like, if you're taking a work away from them or whatnot.
Wait, Celicourt being the sanitation
There you go.
service.
Sorry, yeah, sorry about that, guys.
I
So have you had any trouble from that particular aspect or not? Or
Well, not really. I mean, I prefer to see them as partners. We made a memorandum of understanding a few years ago with Celicourt,
okay.
and they regularly bring some plastic to us, which is very nice. And the Ministry of Environment and Nature, Environment and Health.
Right.
Health,
But yeah,
environment and nature.
So we very often have discussions with them, and I think there is a really good potential to collaborate even more in the future. So far, it didn't really come about, but I think that they have a lot of other priorities, and
Hospital, faillite.
yeah. So and the COVID situation was a big thing, but yeah, I just really think that as long as we do our part, you know, we can actually help each other, because we have similar targets. And sustainability, I think that Celicourt during the COVID was kind of forced to stop their sustainability department, as far as I understood. So it's really good, you know, that there are other companies picking up that part where, you know, they don't have the means at this time. And then, you know, whenever they would get, we can collaborate even more, because we're investing a lot of in R&D, and so
R&D
you know,
is?
Research and
development. So
Yeah.
if we get you know, a local purpose for the materials that we have on the island, it saves a lot in, you know, going to another country and back. And
So okay, so then my follow-up question to that would be, have you had any kind of obstacle, headwind, where you
Drinking
least
my tea.
expected it for where like you kind of didn't expect it from, and it kind of surprised you, and it was like, oh, this is really difficult, and
it's a bit of a tricky question, but I like to answer the best as I can. So we have this European grant, and my view of the European Union has always been, you know, they have everything in order. Everything, you know, when they make rules, they follow the rules. But so maybe that was a very naive mindset in hindsight, because a lot of things got, you know, postponed and delayed and postponed and delayed, and that really put us in a very tough spot. And and sometimes, you know, it's very hard when you make a budget and then the funding is not coming at the moment you expected it, and not even 3 months later, but it takes longer. That's very difficult, because you have to make payroll at the end of the month, so it gives a really stressful situations. But yeah, then.
But locally, you haven't had like any kind of
Well, of course,
like any kind of
we have.
pushback for what you do because like what I could imagine is that you started the thing in your backyard. It's all fine and dandy. People let you go your way or whatnot. But the minute that you start to show a little bit of success, a little bit of competence, a little bit of whatnot,
Yeah.
there's somebody where your interest kind of crosses theirs.
Well,
And-
I think that that's not direct, but it's more like people that you thought that you would be doing a lot of business with seem to be like withholding a little bit because maybe they see that you're competition when I don't really feel that way. But yeah, I think when you just will be consistent and show that you have good intentions for everybody, because in my view, we can only win if everybody wins.
Fair enough.
And that I really hope that other people and other companies on the island also succeed. And there's like there are quite a few organizations that are trying really hard to do the best for people that have a disability in one way. And they are struggling because there's no funding for social workers. There's no funding to really support these people the way they need to be supported. And I really feel for all of them because especially social workers, right? They have a high empathy. They have high empathy. And then when you see people that are struggling and there is no way to help them like in a structured way, that's just heartbreaking. And I really feel a bond with everybody that's trying to do something for these groups of people. Yeah.
Okay.
Just as one example.
I've been hogging the conversation. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm enjoying. I'm listening.
No, I mean to say no, because I very much am a brass tacks type of guy. You know what I mean? Like I share a lot of ideals with a lot of my friends, her especially, where it's you want to have a high-minded view of things, but I live here.
Yeah.
Like I live in the muck. I live in like on the ground, and I can see where endeavor like yours, it again, I'm going by your word that it's successful and is doing, like.
Well, I didn't
things are
say it
going
was
good.
successful, but at least we're able to help a few people.
You're
and
going
we're-
in the right direction because if it started in your backyard and you got a payroll.
And it started in 2018 and you had a whole corona pandemic.
Yeah, but
And
then-
we're-
Exactly,
and we're in
you know what I'm saying?
2022.
I still have to say, when is a company successful? Because that's a very interesting
Yeah,
definition. I mean, when we set out, when we started the company, we set out to make environmental impact.
Right.
So far, we exported 13 tons of plastic and we made a really, really cool smaller items, but that was not all we set out to do. We were supposed to make a lot more environmental impact.
So how many of those environmental goals have you not hit that you're a little annoyed with?
The environmental targets all are lagging where I want it to be, in comparison.
Again,
but
examples if you have them for me.
So the goal is not to have any plastic go to waste in the landfill or in the environment. Well, if you just look anywhere, walk anywhere on the island,
That ain't working.
we're not hitting that. We're not even close to hitting that.
Right.
And we don't have to do all of that, but because there's other recyclers on the island that are doing an amazing job as well. But collectively, like with all the educational, I thought we would have been doing better by now. But that's just, the reality tells you, it takes a little bit longer.
Right.
But for the social impact that we're making, I never thought that it would be possible that, such an initiative as ours would make such a big difference for individuals. Because I see that daily, and that's also one of the things that keeps me going. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Would you say that you have environmental goals for at least for the next year, for 2023?
Oh, for the next 5 years, yeah.
Okay,
For the
okay,
next
all right. But then,
lifetime.
okay, let's call next year just brass tacks. What would you want to see, like realistically? So you had 83,000 bottles that was brought to you. Would you like to see that number
81,000.
doubled?
Well,
Like that type of thing.
I would like to see our export numbers triple, because that's what we will be able to do. Because
Export
we're-
as in recycled Getting recycled plastic off of the island.
Right now, we're collecting much more than we can process on the island to end products. So
I'm
making
hoping that you're
resources.
sponsoring this episode now because I mean, Jesus Christ. Damn it, I'm playing. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so we're making the flakes, right? And the flakes are like a resource that you can use to make new things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, they're shredding plastic and into flakes. Yeah, you need to explain because
Could you let her explain?
No, because I know to Valak, I know her, and she talks.
Do you need a job?
We have found Denise's passion project. Yo.
Shush. Okay, continue. Yes,
You can't. It's funny. It's
the
funny.
flakes, the flakes.
Yeah, man. Like I have her red. I have a little red right now, and then the boost. But yeah.
So my wish is that we're going to transform into a recycling makerspace.
Recycling makerspace.
What
What's that
does
mean?
that mean?
So a makerspace is a place where you would have machines and materials, and then you can make your own creations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's very popular around the world. But I would like Curacao to be the first recycling home of the first recycling makerspace in the world. So that means that we would have like flakes in all the different colors and the different types of materials and machines to process them into new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that if you are a creative maker or an artist, that you come to our facility and then you can just rent the machine for a specific type of time.
So like a flex
and
space
make your
for
own thing. Yeah,
right.
flex space
So-
for creative makers and artists.
Right.
So I would like a desk,
Yes.
a 3D printed desk, so I can come to you.
Yeah.
I will research. Okay, to make this desk, I need this type of machine for like 4 hours. I need this color and this material, and I'll pay you a fee, and I can create my own desk.
So you can either use your own design on the printer, or you can have one of our people design it for you.
Oh, that's so cool.
Or
Might be good for-
one of the freelancers of the island. That's also an option.
Do you work with local artists as well to
Yes.
be able to design? Okay, that was going to be my next
That's,
question
that's,
because
that's very important because what we try to do is we try to empower people to be able to create even more. Because
Right.
if you have this big, huge 3D printer and you can make this table that you've always dreamt of, now you have the means and the materials to do so. How cool is that?
there you go.
And if you look at the creative talents that we have on the island, if you go to the the Kaya Kaya, if you go to the Kaya Kaya festival,
Right.
you see that we have so much talent on the island. And can you imagine if they? So one of the things that I always show when I give a presentation, we had an 8-year-old boy going with us on a beach cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
So he did a beach cleanup and then he came back to the facility of Green Phoenix, and he saw we were making, and then he designed his own Beyblade. So he made his Beyblade, we adjusted it a few times, and then we printed it.
Yeah.
But if an 8-year-old boy can make his own Beyblade that he launches with a machine he has in his house, an 8-year-old without any education, can you imagine what people that are a little bit more experienced and have some ideas of materials can accomplish with if these machines are available on the island?
I'm a fan. I
that's
think
nice.
like the possibility.
That doesn't happen
No,
real
but I'm
fast,
a fan.
real often.
No, but I'm a fan. But again, like I said, I'm a bit of a cynic as well, where I
That's good.
see what you're seeing. I see the future, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering as to who and how makes use of what you're doing without a little bit of poking and prodding, without a little bit of outreach, without a little.
No, but,
so
you
like,
need to do poking
Yeah.
because we invited a lot of artists already. So artists would come by regularly to see, did you make any progress with the bigger machines? How far are you along? I have this design. What do you think about this? And so far there are 4 local guys trained to work with the 3D printing machines.
Mm-hmm.
So with this European grant, we have 2 bigger machines coming, so they can print big things. Then it's interesting for artists because the small things, that's not really our
trinkets.
Yeah, it's
like,
not really our mission, right? We want to make big things that you use for a longer period of time.
you use more
Yeah.
of the
the
recyclable.
waste.
More of the
Yeah.
materials, and
Right,
then
right.
when you would have an artist which is already established, you would also have more people willing to buy the product that they design because they already have the name.
There you go.
And they have their own follower base.
There you go. All right. Do you have one?
It's a done deal, man.
No, it's not a done deal because you're working for her. Damn it, Jesus Christ. Yo.
I mean, I think
this is the first episode that we are gonna be accused of being shills. I swear to God.
No, man. No, man.
But at least we're shilling for a good cause.
No,
You know,
and I
environmentalism is supposed to be done, and up and down. You know, for me at least, I'll let you end it off. But up and down, local communities don't think about it. This is what I know. You know what I mean? And
Well,
you can respond to that.
but
if you want,
I'd like to respond. It would be really good if you guys would be very critical, because I tried to do that. We tried to do that in the team, because you know what? When you set out to do something, it does not always turn out to be the way you planned it. And I mean, sometimes with the best intentions, you make mistakes. Then you know, there's a question when you're giving this learn and work program to the people. Is this really what they need or want, or maybe not for everybody? And then sometimes, fortunately, some people that you think are, you know, not really in their right place, they already go out of the program faster. But I think it's very important to have critical thinkers ask you questions, because sometimes you have to get this insight. Like, maybe we need to revise this, or so. Yeah, I hope that you guys want to do
Marlo is so mad.
Listen. Let it be clear. I am heavily progressive where that is concerned. I do align with what you're trying to do with the mission statement of your organization as well. But I always balance it off with what people do and how people are and what's going on.
Yeah.
No, I'm not thinking of the world that I want. I'm thinking of the world that I'm living in. And for me it's not to be cynical, but it's like
Hey,
a lot
that's
of
my role. Well, okay, yeah. Not to be cynical. Yeah, continue.
Not to be cynical, but it is to me, like, a lot of times, and you'll pardon me for saying this, I don't mean no disrespect or whatsoever, but a lot of Dutch white women tend to have
Women
a lot
don't
of good ideas. You know, Dutch white women, because the men don't give a fuck. They just drink beer, they do what they gotta do, and then they go about their business. But a Dutch white woman would want to do something, would see something, be a part of something, actually have a good idea, but there's a gap in knowledge, or there's a gap in experience, or there's a gap in, for whatever reason, and I'm not saying you need to listen to me, but for whatever reason, local voices, stakeholders, ideas are not taken 1, 2, 3. And to hear you talk about it, and this is a compliment to you. It sounds like you do. I'm not saying that you don't make like certain kind of mistakes, but you think about the island and how it works and what to do with it and what and your growth and your success so far, not just in numbers, but just the fact that you're getting to a place where you want to get to, reflects that. You know?
Yeah, well, but I think one of the most important things would be is that we're trying to build an organization which is not dependent of me being present. So we have a few people that are, they finished the Learn and Work program, and they are basically managing everything. And that's what I want for the company, because if it's a social enterprise, it should be for the benefit of the majority, and it should be also then owned basically by the people that are doing it. And we're not there yet, but we're going in that direction, that the people that invest their time and effort in it should be co-owners, I think.
So.
And I think that's completely new thinking for the island, but I think it's very important for a social enterprise, because if there's one owner, it makes no sense. And also, I think, when I'm trying to critically think, is what we're doing right now what we set out to do? No, it's not. It's different. Some regards it's better. In some regards, we're not doing what we're supposed to do. But we have voices from the group that are also guiding where we're going, because they have all the space where they want to go. And I think that's one of the things that gives me a lot of joy, where they are deciding where we're going, and I can just leave for 7 weeks, and then it will be in perfect shape, perfect state when I come back. And I think that's one of the things that really makes me proud. Yeah.
Natural stopping point.
All right. Before we go to the break, people who want to recycle on Curacao, you can also recycle by Limpi.
Yeah.
Just Google or Facebook or Insta Limpi. They're doing amazing work, and you can also recycle by Green Force. So it's not only Green Phenix. There are other people doing recycling. So just get your shit and recycle, man.
Stop your shit.
Paradise FM is also there.
Paradise FM?
Yeah, no, Paradise Scrap.
Oh, Paradise Scrap. What can we recycle?
almost picked up Scott.
They also do.
Fuck that.
Yo, Scott, that's right, man.
Paradise
That's
is
bro.
also doing a great job with recycling.
Okay, and Paradise Scraps. So get your shit and recycle.
How's about this? We're also going to put some links in the description.
Yeah, and because it depends on what type of material, right? From Forums is also doing an amazing job.
Yeah, with
There's
paper.
quite a few of recyclers on the island.
You give me the links, I'll put them in the,
cool.
description, top of the list.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We even
Marlo needs a drink.
Yeah, I do. I kind of do.
We'll be right back, folks.
Ask for the penicillin highball at your favorite bar.
Hi, amita Denise de Drunken Monks, Anton nos vai estar com nós de 4 temporada de The Drunken Monks. Como muestro de nos aprecio, nos lo dona iPhone SE na final de temporada aqui. Se você quer participar, você vive na Curacao of St. Martin e você tem 18 anos ou mais. Você subscribe, então mais like, mais comment, mais chance de ganhar o iPhone SE. Queda pendiente.
Now we're back. Laggy Nick. Anyway, guys, hi, we're back. One last segment. We're having a hell of a lot of fun with Sabine. Easygoing conversation so far. So
Is what Sabine says.
yeah. So then let's get a little bit. Let's get it like a little bit dirty. Sabine, I'm just gonna jump into it, man. I heard that you were a fan of Andrew Tate and of Elon Musk. Could you defend that, please?
I need to go.
Well, Ben, yeah, I did see a lot of videos of both of them, and I really think that both of them have things that, as an entrepreneur, you really have to admire.
So basically, what you're telling me is that you pick the good part of the fruit and you leave the bad part.
Yeah, of course, because if you want to learn, and I really have a very strong desire to learn, so you look at people that are regarded as successful by society, right? And you see what did they do?
What part of society?
No, Andrew Tate is regarded as successful by 14-year-olds, but that's the difference.
Well, I think he's a martial art guy. And
like MMA, so he's a meathead, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that he's a martial art guy and he made businesses. Okay, not businesses that I would ever have, but he, I think he preaches for a lot of good discipline for some people, and I think Some of the things.
Really?
Yes, really. Yes.
Really, even with the bullshit, even with the harem talk and
Well, the bullshit you just don't listen to, right? I mean, you listen to it,
But-
and then you think, well, oh my gosh, this is what, too much power and wealth will do to somebody's head, because it borders to psychopathy.
so you can admit that part then at least.
Of course, yes, but
he's-
okay, you call it a fan, and I call it like seeing what he's doing, what works, and why is it? Because I'm a social psychologist, right?
you are a social psychologist.
Yeah, so I am very interested in if people get so much traction, basically what seems to me as overnight, because there he was from out of nothing, and this whole idea from this hustler university, it's like this pyramid scheme,
Right.
which
I was
is
about to say, which was a bunch of bullshit. But
yeah,
all right.
but there are so many people falling for it, and it's amazing.
Maar wait, because I
There you
hear, no. I heard what
No?
you said. No, I'm mild today. It must be the cold. Maar I heard what you said, that you take the good stuff, the things that appeal to you,
Yeah.
and you run with it, and the rest is just bullshit. But don't you think there is a danger? Because indeed, the Hustler University has,
but-
I don't know how many of those stupid little boys following his nonsense.
But
his
I definitely agree that there is a danger to what he's saying, because when he's saying stuff that is not promoting equal rights for men and women, because he basically says he wants to do business only with men.
Yeah, women are property, are men's property.
I never heard him say that, but
No,
so
but
he wants
has-
to do business with men because, for instance, also he doesn't want women driving his car, because if a woman would make an accident with the car, he would not get his money back. Whilst if he says if another guy makes an accident with his car, he will be sure that he gets his money back. But he cannot press a woman to reimburse him when because he's and this is a very interesting and strange way of thinking and speaking of things, and that's why it intrigues me, and I think it's so indeed very disturbing that so many young guys especially are viewing this way, because they take out the wrong things.
Yes.
I look at him from an entrepreneur and a social psychologist perspective, and I wonder why he is so
Charming.
well intriguing for so many young guys. And
No,
and
but do you have to wonder, really though? Do you have to wonder?
yes, because
Like the intellect in you wants to get to the thesis of it somehow.
well so when I think of the very bad things in history,
Right.
I see that people that for one reason or another get into a position of power and wealth, they don't get a lot of social feedback anymore, because the people that are surrounding them will just agree with them because they want to be in their, and that but this is one of the dangerous things, because he's saying all these things that regular people don't say, and that's part of the reason why a lot of people stay in Washington. What's this guy saying? How is he? Why is he doing this? And he's not in a position anymore where people can, pull him down.
But
And I think that the tyrants of the world are made in this way. So I think he's I don't think right now he's a very dangerous person, but he could become a very dangerous person. So the ban, I'm a really big fan of free speech, but I do understand that with this, in this time of social media where the information can be spread and be pulled out of context as well, it can give a very, very, it could have a very dangerous effect.
Okay, but then is that not the responsibility of the individual, or is that the responsibility of Andrew Tate? Sorry to cut you off.
No.
You wanted to get into fuck Andrew Tate.
No, but she nuanced a bit.
No, but look, but
She wants to break.
I believe it or not, I think that you and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
For this one at least, right? But here's where I have a bit of a problem. If Andrew Tate dare say Elon Musk, dare say Jordan Peterson, if they had the strength of their convictions, Ben Shapiro for sure could go fuck off a cliff, right? But if they had the strength of their convictions, if they had the strength, and they're not just the strength of their convictions, but the strength of intellectual honesty as well, to combine with their quote unquote outside their views, right?
Yeah.
I could fuck with them a little more.
But if they had the strength of their conviction, are you saying that you don't believe that they believe what they are preaching?
Andrew Tate, listen, like she said, like Andrew Tate shot up like a rocket in August, August, Sahmar, and he fell off a cliff in September. Like that was like he had a moment. He was in the sun. He came back down because he got deplatformed. And in him getting deplatformed, those that trudge the depths of YouTube and the depths of Reddit, the ones who are like my dumbass, right? You see where he heeft spijt ervan. Hij heeft gewoon spijt
No,
ervan.
hij heeft spijt because he's losing money.
Correct, but that's my point. It's not the strength of your conviction.
Oh, that's
It is-
okay.
it is
Okay,
the,
okay, I
oh,
gotcha, I gotcha.
shit, I fucked up the bag. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And for me, it's like, if you truly believe what you believe, if you stand by what you say, okay, cool. I don't agree with you, but I can fuck with you because at that point we can have a conversation. At that point is like an exchange of ideas and marketplace and all of that shit, right? But if it's only for the bag, like Alex Jones just got hit for like $1 billion fucking too, like as well. Alex Jones, even before that, he had a bankruptcy case because he had his divorce. And he was like, no, this is a character. I'm just playing a character. But nigga, you yelling it with your chest. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not strength. Like, you putting ideas out there that other niggas are going with the strength and the conviction of what they believe.
Yeah.
But you putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? And that for me is where Andrew Tate, that for me is where, not a Jordan Peterson, because he does seem like a one that does believe what he fucking believes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's more intellectual, Jordan Peterson. This guy is just. I
look,
feel that Andrew Tate just wants
but I
to
do
make
feel that
the next
Elon,
million.
Wait, but I do feel that Elon Musk is that dude too, like as well. This is why I found it strange. Not strange. I found it interesting that you said that you like how they move. You know what I mean? And I would want you to expand upon it. Not to jump on you, but I want to hear it. I want to hear why, and especially as a woman. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, fuck Andrew Tate and womenhood and all that. It's a little tegenstrijdig, toch, of niet?
Well, I don't believe so. I think if you're somebody that wants to improve yourself constantly, you have to look at what other people are doing, right? And I don't really choose men or women in the first place. I just choose people that are in the in the center of attention or are doing incredible things. And I think I think there's nobody in the world that can deny that Elon Musk is doing incredible things with Tesla, with SpaceX, with the Boring Company.
Yes.
And so, per definition, and especially from a psychology perspective, this is a very interesting person because but he's doing things that nobody else is doing. So how does he get his ideas? How does he become so creative? How does he deal with hardship? Because every entrepreneur is coping with hardship. And honestly, I'm a social entrepreneur. It's completely different. And I disagree with a lot of things that he's saying. And I think I admire his intellect in many regards. But the same with Andrew Tate. As soon as you reach a certain level, where you don't have people surrounding you, giving you feedback, because people just want to say you are so amazing, or they don't. Then it becomes a problem because you get unfiltered. You just put out things there that are not well thought of. So I don't know if you know, but Elon Musk actually made a post about the straw, right? The paper straw. Why?
That was a while ago. That was a little while ago.
Yeah, but this is something I reacted to him because, come on,
Wait, what was his tweet?
So he was very annoyed by the paper straw, and he doesn't understand why he gets a paper straw because they're so disgusting. And
They fall apart and all that.
With my background in sea turtle conservation, and I know Christine, the girl that found the turtle with the plastic straw up in her nozzle, personally. So I think it's so amazing that he doesn't know this, because he's like Elon Musk. He's so intelligent. He must know everything, but he doesn't know everything. He's just completely focused on technology. And there is this post of him, that I saw quite a few times, where he's confronted with the fact that in Australia, a lot of people don't have enough money to keep the lights on until the end of the month, and don't have enough money to feed themselves and their family.
Right.
And he's genuinely shocked by this fact. And so he lives in this world where, probably surrounded by a lot of other very wealthy people, because, sort took sort.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't realize that the majority of the people live in completely different worlds. And then my idea of this, when I'm looking at things or seeing his videos, like, if somebody like Elon Musk would be able to get off this focus in going to Mars for just a little bit, or the electric vehicles, and he would put just like a little percentage of his attention to poverty reduction, he could do amazing impact.
Guys, we almost had an accident, but we decided to save ourselves. Technical difficulties, but we're gonna run it off here, right now. We got Denise, we got our lovely guest, Sabine. What was the last name?
Berendse.
Sabine Berendse from Phenix. Yeah, man. Yo, I'm bad at names, yo. Quick, fast, and dirty. Okay, last questions.
Okay. Sabine, you follow the whole Bill Cosby gedoe? Dat... Wat moet je nu lachen?
Nee.
So Bill Cosby is in prison because he sexually assaulted, raped, I don't know what, all kinds
Allegedly.
of women. Not allegedly, he's been convicted.
Okay, fine. Fuck it. He raped like a lot of women. All right.
He raped a lot of women. Okay. I was wondering...
What's the question?
Yeah, I'm wondering what we should do with his legacy. Like, he was this vermaarde acteur, this big actor. He did all kind of thing. He did a lot for Afro-Americans. They saw themselves in a positive light, blah, 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 opened doors for a barrage of people. But now, he's in prison. He hurt so many women and so many people. And basically his series, his shows cannot be, hoe noem je dat? Kunnen niet meer op tv vertoond worden.
Okay.
Wat vind je daarvan?
Wow.
Moet je de acteur loszien van zijn daden? Is het oké om nog naar een Cosby Show? Is it still okay to watch an episode of the Cosby Show?
Wow, this
Yeah,
is
man.
like
Feel free.
that's a horrible question, Denise. I don't know. I think that that's a horrible act if he really did that. But I think that everybody for themselves need to discuss or decide that, because
There you go.
how can I decide for anybody else?
There you go.
Okay, but for yourself.
Wow.
I didn't look
You're
at
pressing
the
her.
I didn't
Not
look at
prepared
the
for this
show.
question, nigga.
I didn't
I
look
had
at
one
the show
question,
anyway. No, I didn't look at the show anyway, so
Okay.
yeah.
No, all right, but if I may jump in for 2 seconds on
Okay,
this one
jump
quick,
in and then I'll
quick, fast and dirty.
round up my
You
points.
have two different perspectives when it comes to the Cosby. You have either people that were heavily affected by the show or were not. And those that were heavily affected are invested in protecting him, and so thusly they are going to do what they can to like spreek, whatever the hell he did or didn't do or whatever. So even the most notorious shit. Or you're gonna have people that'll be like, yo, Jet, fuck him, fuck everything, fuck what it is he raped, done with it. As you said, it was convicted in court, it's been proven, clap. You know what I mean? At that same time, there's a concept called death of the writer, right? Look it up, people. That's all I could say right now because we don't got a lot of time. Death of the writer separates art from the artist. That's it. You either believe in that or you don't. If the art is influenced by what the artist did, we're done. If it has not been in your view, we're done. That's That's the line. That's what it
Okay,
is.
and I said this whole horrible question in a very roundabout way because Sabine was explaining about Elon Musk, about Andrew Tate, whoever, about their brilliance in some respect, and then complete assholes in another respect. Not her words, paraphrasing.
Thank you.
En then I'm wondering van waar trekken we de scheidslijn? Because indeed, you said if you mentioned Elon Musk, if he only uses a percent or a couple percent of his attention on, for example, poverty reduction, he could do so much. And I think you're probably right because he's wired different. He can think in ways that most people cannot think because we are in a box and that confines us. And he does not have a box, so he can go anywhere. No, but but my question is, can you then and you say you pick out the sense from the nonsense, but I'm still struggling with should he not be held accountable and who should hold him accountable?
Wow.
Should Elon Musk not be held accountable?
Let's keep it to Elon.
But accountable for saying strange things on the internet. I mean, because like if you compare it to Bill Cosby, and this is like a felony, and he's charged for that. It's completely different from just saying stuff.
Yeah, totally.
No, yeah, I get it. It's completely different from just saying stuff, but his saying stuff could have consequences
But here's the
and
thing, though.
negative consequences for groups of people.
But here's the thing, though, D, and I would go back on that one too, like as well. You can't go into a court of law and say Elon Musk made me do it. You cannot go into a court of law and say, but hey, luister, van I raped, I killed, I this, I that, Elon Musk made me do it. Bill Cosby, under the court of law of the American system, the American law, did the fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all it is. That's all that has to be done. I find Elon Musk, some of his shit reprehensible. I find Andrew Tate, some of his shit reprehensible. I find Jordan Peterson questionable, but we'll get into that on like another thing or whatever. But at the same time, she is right. It is my word against yours. It's my idea against yours or whatever. Platform or not, doesn't matter.
But my point was not, can I say that Elon Musk or whoever made me do something? Right. I was more interested in to see if you would separate the one from the next. If you would say no, you cannot watch Cosby shows anymore, then I would have a hard time understanding why you can accept certain ideas and
You
certain.
can watch it.
Not.
You can watch it. You can watch it. Just don't watch that barbecue sauce episode. That one's a little sus. But like yeah, but you can watch it, man. You can listen to R. Kelly without having to endorse R. Kelly. You can listen.
Yeah, I get you, but I feel that as soon as you have money in this world, standards, morals, decorum, the box does no longer apply to you. So we are willing to take a lot more shit from people with money than regular people. So
well, I don't think that's necessarily the case, and you decide for yourself what you like to take or what humor you like or you don't like. But I mean, there maybe other people are not expressing it because they are more afraid of social ridicule or social
ostracization.
And that's why you like Andrew Tate. That's why you like Elon Musk, because they don't adhere to the social ridicule.
That's not the reason why I like them, but they are in a position where they don't have to fear like rejection from social groups because they are kind of they've proven themselves. And one of the things I like what Andrew Tate says is like he doesn't compare himself to certain people because they didn't train day and night, because one of the things that is admirable about him is that he put a lot of effort in training. He put a lot of effort in becoming an entrepreneur. Maybe not the entrepreneur I would like to be, or that I,
But you gotta respect the hustle.
He's disciplined. Yeah, you gotta respect the hustle, and I think every entrepreneur would have to agree on that at least. And maybe you don't like the person. Well, that's fine, but he's more dedicated than the majority of the people. So and that's admirable.
Okay.
All right.
Last word? Is that the last word?
For me, yeah.
Jesus H. Christ. Yo, our camera's about to fucking fail. Y'all. Whoo! What a night. Sabine, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank
Lovely.
you. Yo.